Kirk though.
Welcome to the show. Let's get this party started. Hopefully y'all had a great day today. It wouldn't be allegedly because he was charged.
Welcome to speak. Welcome to speak.
Why, those must be some good wings.
Who you with, Kirk dog?
Welcome to Speak on the Way. Who you with, Kirk dog? I'm M. Who you with, Kirk dog? Happy Thursday to everyone. You know what time it is. It's Thursday night. My girl's in the house. Miss Risky is in the house. She's going to kick the show off tonight, and I will be back shortly. Miss Risky will be taking over. What's going on, Miss Risky?
Nothing much.
All right. You're sitting in the bed chair tonight. So, like I mentioned last night, we have a prayer call at 8 o'clock. I have to get on, but after that, I will be right back. So, I will see you in a minute, Miss Risky.
All right. All right, so guys, we're going to start off with a little history lesson. This one's going to be about Black History Month, since it is February, and where it came from. So Black History Month, a nationwide celebration that calls on Americans to reflect on the significant roles that African Americans have played in shaping United States history. So where did it come from? Tell you where it came from. Dr. Carter G. Woodson. He was born December 1875 in New Canton, Virginia. And then he's also known as the father of Black history. He's the son of former slaves who he ended up being a sharecropper working with his family. And although he began high school late, he was said to be a very good student, an excellent student. He started high school at 19, but graduated a 4-year program in 2 years. So he was very brilliant, very bright. Eventually, he earned his master's degree in history from the University of Chicago, and then later earned his doctorate from Harvard in 1912. And he was just one of two who earned his PhD at that point. So Dr. Woodson dedicated himself to the field of African American studies and American history because he was disturbed that the textbooks didn't really discuss it, and they didn't mention they pretty much ignored the America's Black population. And so he started writing books about Black history and key moments in the nation's history. Eventually, he established the Association for the Study of Negro Life and History. He also founded the group's widely respected publication, The Journey of the Negro History. In 1926, Woodson developed Negro History Week, and he presented those to the educators so that people know their history. In 1976, Negro History Week expanded to Black History Month. Woodson he chose February for his celebration because of the two men he thought greatly influenced Black American population. Frederick Douglass, who was born February 14th, and Abraham Lincoln, who was born February 12th. So, like I said, Woodson in the beginning, he lobbied schools and organizations to participate in the special programs and encouraged the African American history. The program, like I said, was turned into the month-long celebration that we know today in 1976. And he died April 3rd, 1950. So basically, this is how it all started and why we celebrate and try to recognize Black History Month because of the lack of information out there regarding the population. It's most of the population. Let's see. And so we're just going to go into it. See, Radio Chaos is on. How are you doing? Let's see. So this is a topic that it's just annoying to me. Kyle Rittenhouse. So we all know the story with him. He was accused of the Kenosha protest shooting, killing 2 people. Recently a judge allowed Rittenhouse, who's now 18, to be released on, a $2 million cash bail or bond, which was raised by online supporters, of course. So he's currently awaiting trial for the shooting deaths of the 2 men who were protesting. And the prosecutors filed a motion Wednesday saying that the court was unable to deliver a hearing notice for Rittenhouse at the address he listed because he relocated and didn't tell anybody. The notification that was sent literally told him, hey, he doesn't live here anymore, and he hasn't in a minute. So besides not notifying the courts of his whereabouts and updating them with a phone number or an address, he basically just disappeared. So prosecutors asked the judge to increase the bail by $200,000, which to me that's not going to make a difference anyway, because he's out on a $2 million bond that he didn't have it has nothing to do with him. His family didn't put it up. He didn't put it up, so he has nothing. It doesn't matter. He's just carefree. So the prosecutors also noted in their warrant, or they're wanting to get a warrant, they noted that he demonstrated his carefree attitude by going to the bar immediately after his arraignment on January 5th, 2021, and drinking 3 beers and being in the company of the Proud Boys. Kenosha detectives said they went to the apartments and that was listed on the notification, and man just said, hey, he hadn't been here since 10. So I don't know what to tell you. So the next scheduled court appearance is scheduled for March 10th, but a hearing on the new motion could be a lot sooner. But again, nobody knows where this guy is. He could be in another country, and you see this often. These kids get off on lenient charge or judgments because they think, well, they're not doing anything, they're not a menace to society, but they do. Yeah. And Radio Chaos, he does need an ankle monitor. If he was going to be on probation or sent home, he needed to be monitored. And you see this often, with Ethan Couch, who his whole family was in and out of jail. He got off on charges, and he killed 4 people in 2013, and the defense was affluenza, because he was young and he has a promising future. We can't put him in jail. And where is he now? In and out of jail, for drugs and just everything. And researching his family history, his family's been in and out of jail since 1980. There are 20 incidents ranging from speeding tickets to financial disputes and reckless driving and assault. So let's see. Ethan, who's 22 at the time, was sentenced to 10 years probation in 2013, but of course he violated that. And he ended up, I think, just getting probation on top of that. I don't think anything was really done with him. Um, and yeah, they didn't spend a dime with Rittenhouse because that's why they don't care. It's not their money. And he probably got some GoFundMe money to get out of this country. And the irony would be is, he's proud American and doing his civic duty, and he's probably in Costa Rica, you know, running from the law. Um, and so, like I was saying, the Couch family, to continue on, Tanya Couch, who was his mother in 2015, was cited after leaving a scene of a minor accident that she caused. Fred Couch, the father, was arrested after showing an officer a false badge in 2014. Uh, and again, like you see this often. Another incident of a young white male getting off with a slap on the wrist. 2014, a University of Colorado student, Austin James Wilkerson, 22, sexually assaulted a helpless woman. She was half conscious. He served 2 years of work release, and he has a 20-year to life probation. Another guy, Brock Allen Turner, 2015, same situation. Stanford student who was discovered by two graduate students thrusting himself upon an unconscious, semi-naked woman behind a dumpster. And we know this story. And what did he get? 6 months in county jail and has to register as a sex offender. So at what point does the punishment fit the crime? My Pillow guy and Ricky Schroeder they paid his bond. And as far as Rick Schroeder goes, it's like he's like, what has he done? Like that's just his what, 15 minutes of fame. He's supporting, you know, questionable individuals. So let's see. I think that's all for the comments. So next we're going to go into Biden. He decided to, I guess this happened on the 2nd. Biden released hurricane recovery funds for Puerto Rico that were withheld by the Trump administration. The 1.3 billion in delayed aid for Puerto Rico's recovery effort after the 2017 Hurricane Maria was, he just like, yeah, forget about you guys. We're just going to hold on to it. So the aid was also meant to help protect the island against future climate disasters. So Trump basically put the kibosh on any recovery, any future planning. Like he just swept them under the rug. The federal government will also remove Trump-era restrictions on additional 4.9 billion in aid to Puerto Rico. The funds were part of the $20 billion package that Congress gave to the Department of Housing and Urban Development to help Puerto Rico after the hurricane. New York Times reports that less than 1% of the money has been dispersed. 1%. It's kind of like the stimulus package that they gave to the American people. Just like it's like your grandpa, like they don't understand like how money works because they have so much of it. Like, oh, they can live off $600 for 9 months. Not used to seeing a president who doesn't become unhinged and lashing out at the press conferences yet. Yes, and you see that a lot. Seeing a lot of comments on Facebook stating that Biden supporters aren't making a noise. They're not, uh, I don't know what they expect people to do. Like we don't follow him like he's a messiah. Like he is not our life. Like he's there to do a job. And if he doesn't do his job, guess what? He can get impeached, or in another 4 years, we'll get somebody else to try and get somebody in there. So, all right. So, what other stories do we have? I know Kurt Dog had some things that he wanted to discuss. Now, see if I can. I know he wanted to talk about, what is it? I don't know. I've forgotten what he wanted to talk about. Breonna Taylor. So I guess Breonna Taylor grand jurors filed a petition to impeach Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron. We all know the story facing that. The press is saying that they signed a petition to protect their identities. Claims that Cameron played a role in inciting and insurrecting at the Capitol on January 6th, breached public trust, and failed to comply with his duties by misrepresenting the findings of the grand jury in the Taylor case. So let's see, the indictment or the petition charges incitement, insurrection for financing, director, and or permitting radical robocalls that flooded the U.S. Capitol with rioters on January 6, 2020, breach of the public trust, and failure to comply with duties for misrepresenting the nation of the findings of the grand jury, and abuse of office and breach of duties of the professional responsibility and ethics. There's a whole long list of things, but Cameron was a special prosecutor in the Taylor case and investigated her deadly shooting by Louisville police officers entering her house on a search warrant in March. So, yeah. All right.
Shout out to Miss Risky. I'm still here. Like I said, it's a trying night tonight. So you did good.
Thank
You
you.
did good. Um,
I tried to stretch it out. I left out some details. I was like, yeah.
yeah, that Kyle Rittenhouse, it was kind of a trip on that.
Yeah, it's just annoying because, again, like I said, like, when do they stop getting a slap on the wrist?
Well, that's kind of like, and I need to find out and see, but just like uh, the terrorist lady out of Midland, she wanted to go on a trip, and they
Hmm.
supposed to have been finding that out today if she was going to be able to go on a trip. Um, um, so I'm trying to see if they did it or not. Um, and not just any trip, but out of the country. So, um, so I'm trying to see now. Um, but also Marjorie Green. Let's
Yeah,
talk
she's
about
back on
her.
the news.
Yeah, she was actually. They removed her from those committees that she was part of, the budget and the education committee, which is also good. Um, um, so I'm glad they voted, and it was actually 11 Republicans that also voted to get her removed,
Hmm. Vote tally
um,
was 230 to 199 to
which
remove
is
her.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Let me see, because this woman, they supposed to have been going to court today, and I'm trying to pull it up and see. Um, I feel like Jenny Crud is her name, and after committing the riot at the Capitol, she shouldn't be allowed to even leave, be able to even leave the country. Matter of fact, they all should be in jail. Um, So I'm trying to see if the judge ruled on that yet, but it don't look like he have as of yet. He haven't ruled on it, but I'm just kind of curious. What is this judge gonna say, and what is he gonna do? Because that proves a special privilege. Um, exactly. Radio said, and welcome everyone to the show. Um, you are listening to Speak On It with Who You With Kurt, though. Miss Risky been in charge tonight. She did a wonderful job. Uh, so I appreciate her. That's the backbone of the show because she actually do a lot behind the scene than what y'all really know. So I appreciate you, and I feel she did a pretty good job solo. Yeah, so that's a good thing. Radio said, not surprising, another Republican acting a fool. Yeah, it's plenty of them. It's plenty of them acting the fool, and not only that. This how bad they acting the fool about. Um, oh, Radio said the GOP politician are acting like they are in the WWE. Exactly.
Well, I'm sure some of them have been on the show. I remember because it was
Yeah,
it
Trump
was a
was on
big
there.
show. So
Trump was on there at one
yeah,
point.
Trump was there at one point. I'm surprised McMahon wasn't like, somebody on the defense team. So
Uh, then also, uh, two of the GOPs out of Ohio, they want to make it a national holiday, June 14th, as Trump Day. I'm like, what the? I'm like, no, that should not happen. What have he done besides act the fool in the White House to get a day? Matter of fact, June 14th is actually Flag Day. I know that because that's my mom's birthday. So I'm like, why we want to celebrate his day? He haven't done nothing. Show me
right.
what he done that is worth to be supported like that besides causing a chaos and a terrorist act on Capitol Hill. So no, and these two GOP, Ohio GOP, uh, I guess Ohio, y'all need to step up, vote them out of office. John Cross and Reggie Strutzfuss, whatever his name is, y'all need to vote them out. Let them know if you want to put this food um, for uh, a national holiday. Yeah, you need to vote them out. And then on top of that, look at all the hell they caused to try to get Dr. Martin Luther King Day. But at the same time, you want to give somebody like this a national holiday? Man, get up out of here. Uh, so no, you don't do that. So um so that's what they trying to do. But now talking about let's show the 3,154,000 people, Ohio voters, a record of historical numbers of votes received for president in Ohio, who cast their ballot to re-elect Donald J. Trump. Um, that we as a legislation recognize the accomplishment of his administration. Tell me one thing he did for everybody, not just for the Republican Party, not just for
He
these
separated us.
terrorists. Well, okay, that's one thing, but tell me something good he did for everybody, because I don't see it. I don't see it at all. Now I know it's going to be some arguments. Some people say, "Oh, he was the best president ever."
No, I got something. The pandemic, he didn't handle it properly, so now I get to work part-time from home and I'm loving it. So I'll give him
I
that.
hold on now. I said something good now.
That is good to
Something
me. I get to
good.
stay home and watch all the
It's
ID
good for
channels.
It's good for you, but how many lives did it cost her?
True. That is true. But that's for me. But yeah, he ruined the whole nation.
Exactly. Uh, uh, hold on.
Trump,
So
I
I'll tell you.
tried. I tried Trump. I tried.
See, you about to make me say some things I'm trying not to say no more.
I was trying to play
Uh,
devil's advocate, but it didn't work out.
uh, Radio talking about uh, it's a contest for the most stupid ideas to get attention and votes. Exactly. That's the only thing Marjorie Greene is doing.
Mhm.
That's the only thing she's doing. She making money. She turned this into a business. Like I said the other day, she talked about asked for donation of $50,000 because they was trying to remove her from her committee. Later that day, she talking about, oh, we had $100,000. Let's make it 125. That's a business. That's all she doing, making a business. And she need to be removed. And she keep changing all these masks she keep wearing, free speech and all of this. I feel like if you are a Senate or a Congress, y'all need to be in order. Have some masks that is for everybody, not where you putting out statements out on the mask. It shouldn't be allowed because you're saying you only for the people that believe in the same things you believe in. You don't care about everybody else. So yes, she should be silent, and she should be out of the house altogether. So send her back to Georgia packing. Um, T-Cal said, hey, y'all, exactly not surprised at all, just unbelievable. Exactly. It's unbelievable. Put like this. I think somebody put in a chat, um, I guess it was last month for the TV show, Where Dumbest Criminals.
Oh, yeah.
They could have done several seasons with this mess that have taken place just this year. I'm not talking about last year. I'm talking about just January the 6th. That could be a whole season of that. And then for these folks who was what you said 190 Republican voted to keep her in office.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whatever state you in, those 190 voted to keep her in, y'all need to make sure they not representing your state. And if
Exactly.
they are, need to vote them out because that's telling you they don't care about you. It's
At
all a
all.
money game. That's all it is, a money game. And at some point, we have to stand up and say enough is enough. How they say politician or cricket, most of them are. A lot of them are.
Of course.
And we just need to take a stand and make sure we do the right thing. Vote them out.
Mm-hmm.
Vote
Like
them out.
always making laws, but somehow it doesn't apply to them. It's like, do as I say, not as I do, because that's
And
illegal.
that's
Anyone did, if anybody did the same stuff they did, we would be in federal prison right now.
exactly. And then on top of that, this is what you have to remember. This is how you can tell how important our local election is. A lot of time they refer them to lawmakers. Lawmakers. See, a lot of people forgot about that term. Our local lawmakers. Well, the reality, you have a voice to be able to speak in that. Because if you get out and vote and you know these people not right, they gotta go. They have to go. So yeah, let's go ahead and let our voice be heard. Get out and vote. Um, get out and vote. Vote them out. Those 190 that voted against them, let's get them out.
Mm-hmm.
Vote them out. Let them know this is it. And here's another thing. This is how crazy this conspiracy theory is. Now they saying Trump is coming back on March 4th. The election going to be reversed on March 4th. Now, I heard this from the young lady I talked about last night, Rachel Vanderbilt, that believed all this nonsense. She believed this, but now she's encouraging other people don't get involved with it because it's not true. But she put out a video the other day on TikTok and said, look, Trump is not coming back March the 4th. They telling y'all he is, but he's not. They telling them that the election going to be overturned on March 4th. And there's some people that actually believe this, which is not true. I'm gonna get off my soapbox.
Yeah, because they're referencing some an 1871 act made that made the United States a corporation and not a federal government. So they're subject to trying to revert back to its original form for March 4th. That's where they're getting the date from, which the date presidents were inaugurated prior to 1933. So yeah, they went way back, way back.
Well, you know, he got to go golf the rest of the week. I'm sorry, I didn't even read a radio message. He said she put more effort into her mask than doing her job. Exactly. Every day she come in with a different mask, and it's all speaking conspiracy. That's all it is. They need to stop that. Hush that up. Stop it from, if you have a mask, a mandate for a mask, and I'm sorry, Nancy be matching. Her mask be matching her outfits, but put it where it's mandate, since they work for the Senate, Congress, have a mask for them.
Right.
Have a
I mean, because
standard
they do
mask.
that with most businesses. Like, you can't go into certain establishments and have BLM on your mask, or Confederate flags. It has to be neutral, no matter where you work.
Exactly.
Police officers, they can't just have crazy stuff on their mask. No, you're a
And
reflection of that organization.
if I'm not mistaken, I believe allegedly, I believe she was the one that they said gave a tour of the White House on January the 5th. And the bad part about that, they haven't gave tours of the White House since the pandemic started. So that's a problem within itself. I'm like this. Do the job that you were selected for. If you don't want to do it, step down. You don't want to step down, we will vote you out. Then you don't have a choice but to step down. And old Bobberhead, the Democrat want him to testify upon the oath, but his attorney said no, he's not going to be able to do that. He's not going to be able to testify upon the oath. That's because they know he cannot sit there and tell the truth. Every time this man opened his mouth, about 98.9% is a lie.
Or he may tell the truth, but against other people, he will bring everybody else down. And
He probably will.
and
He's gonna cut it.
he will, yeah, because hey, I was told this. And he co-signed. I just made a suggestion.
Well, you know what? He could get away with saying he was told
Right.
because that wouldn't be a lie.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if he said he read this,
Mm-hmm.
that would be a lie. He was told, because to let the truth be told, they said he didn't read nothing that came across his desk.
I mean, he wrote with a big old magic marker like a toddler. Like, I'm still trying to figure out. Does he even know how to write with like a regular size pen or pencil?
Exactly.
Like,
So yeah, as soon as they get in, he'll just like radio just said, he doesn't have the attention span to testify. I know.
yeah,
No, because he
he
gonna
being
go off
contempt.
strip. He's gonna go off strip.
Oh yeah.
He won't be able to do it. So it's definitely something that we need to pay attention to. Yes, we do joke about some of the stuff, but this is real. How I said before the election, we heard in the past in election people say, vote like your life depend on it. Well, we did. And we got um, uh, uh, Bin Laden homeboy out of office, because now he actually he's gone, and they need to impeach his tail. Boy, I'm getting real good. Back in the past, I would have said something completely different. What's going on, Marcella Smith, my people? Yes, Miss
And
Risky is in the
Marcel.
house. And also, now the reason why I referred to Bin Laden, because Bin Laden's nephew is supporting Trump. Yep. You see, a lot of people didn't know that. Did not know Bin Laden nephew. I mean, not nephew, his niece. His niece is supporting Trump. And I seen this, and I almost, well, I was sitting down, but I almost fell out the chair. I said, hold on. Nora Bin Laden, Trump supporting Bin Laden niece, tell followers election results will be reversed. The election results will be reversed. Nora Bin Laden, the far-right niece of notorious terrorist leader Osama bin Laden, is urging fellow Trump supporters, uh, I'm saying that all wrong, my eyes crossing on me, is urging fellow supporters of President Trump to stay loyal to the former commander-in-chief, drawing on QAnon conspiracy theory to claim that President Joe Biden electoral victory will soon be overturned. Bin Laden has remained a statue Trump supported despite the results of the November election, the failure of Trump long shot litigation to tarnish Biden victory, and the storming of the U.S. Capitol by they said by a Trump supporting mob. Okay, so she's feeding into this now. What the hell she got to do with us? Her
Sharing the
uncle was the,
support because it's a distraction.
exactly. Her uncle was the one that ordered the 9/11. But here it is. She's supporting Trump. Now they try to say because of President Obama name, they try to say he was part of it, allegedly part of it. And they try to put it on the Democrat. But here it is. They supporting Trump.
And then you
I'm
got to
just
also remember the US government, they give millions and billions of dollars to the Middle East. So it's not just Trump, it's the whole government. Like they got their hands all in their oil wells and making sure they get what they need over there and whatever resources they need and weapons and all that stuff. Like the weapons of mass destructions we got. It wasn't over there. We were bartering. Like, what you got? I got this. Let's trade.
hey,
They were just
I'm just saying
helping each
that.
other out.
I'm just saying that that's some crazy stuff.
Mhm.
For years they said that it was the Democrat, and matter of fact, that fool, that allegedly fool. No, she's a fool because she acting a fool. Marjorie Green said 9/11 planes did not hit the towers. You gotta be a fool and crazy to say, even though the video showing planes hitting the towers fell, many people lost their lives, but you talking about it didn't happen. I'm like, you gotta be. I almost did like Banks. One of my friends, Banks. You gotta be messing with me because I'm like, look, that's not good. And Marcella said, anytime they bring out a story like this, I don't pay attention to the story. I pay attention to everything else. It's a distraction from
It
something
is.
else. Exactly.
It's distracting us from the bigger picture. Something else is
I
going
told
on.
told y'all Trump, he got something up his sleeve, and we need to make sure he get impeached and get up out of there. And he's already out of office, but we need to make sure we cut off that cash cow because he still have $1 billion coming up due in the next year or so. So we need to make sure he's unable to continue. We're not going to pay that bill for him. Let him go sign a contract to have his name on another building or something. And if he put his name on the building, I would not be supporting it. Radio said even if they got ridicule on some other conspiracy theory organization will just pop up, too much money to be made.
Of course.
Exactly. That's why Marjorie keep talking about it. She's making money. You have to remember the other day I played the soundbite from NBC News where the mother of one of the mass shooting that happened, where she was talking about the Sandy Hook was all staged, and the other mass shooting was all staged. The school in Florida, the teacher that was killed, trying to save his students, and the mother talked to Marjorie and asked her what would she like for her to say. She said, "Say whatever you want to." So the mother asked her straight up front, said, "Hey, do you believe that 9/11 planes did not hit the towers at 9/11? Do you believe the shooting was staged?" And allegedly, Marjorie said, "No, I believe it did happen." And she like, "Well, why you won't come out and say it?" She won't come out and say it for the simple fact she making money off of it. And because she's making money off of it, she got to keep that cash cow going. That's what it comes down to it.
Yeah.
Dollar bill, y'all. Y'all better wake up because that's some mess right there. But either way, that's what's on my mind. There was another story I was going to talk about. I forgot what it was. How far did you go in depth with the AG? Um,
Not too much. I just skimmed over it so you can circle back. All
well, I'm gonna dig off into it
right.
because basically what's going on with that, um, some of the um, grand juries They actually hold on. I'm sorry, I didn't see you comment, Marcel. Can I ask the question? Are we the strongest military in the world? Not anymore. We were feared before, but after January 6th, nobody don't fear the US.
We can't even get it together. Like, we were stronger when we were a united front, we had a common goal, and we had a common threat. Now the threat is domestic, and we're
Exactly.
all over the place. Who's going to fear us when we're fighting each other?
And not only that, when we have veterans, active military duty members that actually took part of January the 6th, no, people will sell their soul for a buck. Like the uh the person, I think she came from North Carolina, the military personnel from North Carolina, took a bus to Washington. You think she didn't make no money off of that?
Exactly.
That bus wasn't free. Then you had to pay for the driver to stay there. So it definitely wasn't free. And not only that, if they spent the night, so you also had to pay for a hotel for the driver. So it's all about money.
Exactly.
People would sell their soul for money.
And
And it's
crazy
like,
people will
really?
invest in nonsense.
Exactly. They will invest in it just to feel like they in charge. But once again, that's why we have to do what we need to do and vote the leaders out. And I will pose the question that I posed last night. If a active military member or a vet took part into that terrorist act on January 6th, should they lose their benefits?
Hmm.
Um,
Yep, they
Given
should.
that we only have one submarine. Um, yeah. Um, Marcella said they didn't even fly them out. They gave them a bus.
Well, they only made so much money on the GoFundMe.
Hey, I, to the ones that sat in the back of the bus, now you see how our ancestor felt back in the days, because you had to get on the back of the bus. So, yeah, she got a bus, and I'm gonna see if I can find her name. But I was finna ask the question. I forgot. Oh, um, let me see if I can find her name real quick. Da, 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 da. Um, I cannot remember that woman name. Hold on. I think I had that story on my phone. But so I'm a swing back around to it. But it was a military lieutenant or sergeant or somebody. She actually said she did nothing wrong. It was within her rights to do that. But if you know they are going there to commit a terrorist act, that you took an oath to protect and serve this country, and you was a part of it, you don't need to be in the military. That's why so many National Guards was taken off the detail before the inauguration because of comments they made on social media. Um, and Because of their social media posts, uh, their comments about some of these groups that they was participating in. So I'm like this: they should lose their
Right.
benefits.
Because even like I'm reading on the military.com, they have a story about the supporters who are active duty. So, right, they active duty military personnel can vote, they can join a political party or club, they can donate to political organizations as long as they do so as private citizens and not as representatives of the United States Armed Forces. But they do not have carte blanche to engage in all political activities and certainly are not allowed to participate in seditious acts like storming the Capitol building.
Treason
So,
all day long.
right. So, like, they should be dishonorably discharged, or at least something needs to be done, stripped of their titles or knocked down a peg or two, because you went out there, represented yourself, and did something that was illegal.
Exactly. And they should be dishonorably discharged, lose everything.
Hmm.
Because what a lot of people don't realize, if they are in the military, especially if they get 100% benefit. I know in Texas, and I believe it's in all states, they don't pay no taxes on their homes. They don't get free tolls. It's a lot of perks with that. And unfortunately, from what I have seen, talking with different people that have been in the military, they make it so much harder for our Black veterans to get their benefits, the ones that been dealing with Agent Orange and other issues from Agent Orange, and they make it so hard for them to get their benefit. Think about it. All the homeless people that is out here, a lot of them are veterans. I feel like a veteran coming back from serving in these wars, they should be well taken care of.
Or at least have
But
years, like if
as
you 1 to 10 years, 10 to 20, or something like that, where you're gonna get something. You should never be homeless if you are
exactly,
part of the military.
um, let's see. Marcella said they are not going to do it, even though that would be the right thing to do. We don't get to pick what happened to them. They want to be the ones to do it, so the repercussion won't be so hard. Welcome to the USA. And that's sending out the wrong message, because what, for the ones that are serving that took part of it, what's going to happen is they're going to discipline them within. That's kind of like uh the issue down in Fort Hood. All those different cases that came up out there. They was trying to sweep a lot of that under the rug. But I'm glad Vanessa family stood up.
Hmm.
If it wasn't for that,
You never hear
it'll
about it.
still be going on. And that major would have actually got a promotion. But because they stood up, it put a stop to all of that. They said, "No, we're not going to transfer you,
Exactly.
and you got all this that going on up under your watch." And
Right.
they should.
Can you imagine if he went to another location and all this shenanigans happened? Bodies everywhere. And I don't know what happened.
Man, forget that. It would have started happening there.
Hmm.
Wherever he went, it would have happened there. So let me slide across the field before we get up out of here. Miss Risky, you did such a great job
Oh,
today.
thank you.
I appreciate you. Um, Marcella said we already know they only apply the law when they want to. If that's the case, I would have gotten stopped by the police 3 times in 2 days. I'm gonna tell you something. Back in the days, see, people think since I've been doing this podcast, I've been talking about the things that's going on. with the police department. I'm a testimony. I've been racial profiled by the police before, several times by the police, especially when I dated outside my race. Driving down Ferguson, if you know Ferguson, driving down the street, I drove a 76 Cutlass prime. I didn't even want to get it painted. It was just prime. Had my grill painted black. Had some 80 Cutlass maroon rims on it, lettering tires on it, dark tinted windows before they put a limit to it. But we rolling down the street, and they knew my car. Every time they seen her in the car with me, they pulled me over. They pull her to the side. Are you okay? Did he do anything to you? Did he kidnap you? Did this happen? Did that happen? I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And I even said before, one of my best friend at the time, Chris, we standing outside our apartment. I just got off work. I'm working the graveyard. He come by 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm standing out there, my uniform on, no shoes on. Yeah, I was country. But cop roll up. Hey, how y'all doing? We doing good. How you doing? I'm new to the beat. Just want to get to know everybody on the beat. We introduced ourselves. Guy asked me, you have ID? Yeah, what you need ID for? Oh, I just want to make sure you are who you said you are. No, sir, you don't need my ID. And when I started getting loud with him, because I recognized the game, I've been stopped so many times with old girl, I'm like, no. And once I got loud, people getting ready to go to work or school or whatever, people started coming out trying to see what was going on. Then he's going to say, well, y'all have a good day. See y'all around. Exactly. He thought he had a couple of foods, but we weren't finna play that game. Wonder when the GOP will be listed as an organization that incite domestic terrorists if they don't change course. I think they need to disband them, break them up. I think I'm gonna take that back because we need two parties. I don't know why got to be like that, but okay, we have two parties. I think we need to do what Trump said the whole time. We need to clean the swamp. And I think we need to send a message to people coming behind them. If you don't get in office and be for everybody, we're going to get rid of you. We're going to vote you out. That 190 people that voted to keep that woman in, we need to vote them out. Clean the swamp like that. Get them out of office. So I would tell anybody, if you planning on running for office, for a Senate, congressman, or congresswoman, or whatever, this is the time to get your voice heard. This is the time to get involved. Let your voice be heard and let people start recognizing who you are, for we can start doing background checks on you, and you could be elected if you're doing everything right. Let's make a difference like that and get people out of office. So man, I don't know, it's kind of crazy. Marcella said, oh my, all she had to do was lie because you didn't take her to the movies that night and you go to jail. Shaking my head, the cops are ruthless. I'm telling you.
That's why some men are in jail now. Life sentences.
Exactly.
But you
That's
get
all
probation
she
if you're a 20-something-year-old white male and kill people.
That's all she had to do was lie. Um, only thing she had to say, no, he did this. I'll be up like, what's she talking about? I have no idea. Um, T. Cal said, yes, get them out of office. We the people must do our part. Yes, we do. And because and another thing on that, Marcellus, that happens way too often because somebody get upset that the relationship is over. And then what happened? They go to lie. Oh, he raped me. Kind of like Finston. I know it was a movie, but that's stuff that actually happened. Daddy Little Girl. And that Tyler Perry movie with what's the dude name? I forgot the brother name, but he played in Daddy Little Girl, the lead actor in it. But with him, when the big fight happened and he had found out the reason why Gabriel Union was representing him, the ex-girlfriend talking about, oh, you need to worry about his background. Asked him why did he go to jail for child molestation and all of that. Oh, we got us one. So let's just keep moving on. Thank you for watching though. So basically the girl father came home, seen her in bed with a black man, and immediately, because he said, look, I'm not gonna call you or nothing. And she lied on him. Got his case, got him in jail, but he ended up getting it dismissed because it came out she lied. So what's up? I know it's been a while since I seen you on here, and that's fine. Start cleaning the swamp with these them. They are the true hypocrites. Really? So let me ask you this. The Democrats are hypocrite. So Trump first used a slogan, make America great again. Make America great again. When was America ever great for everybody? But hold on, before you answer that, because you probably already got off. Trump said he was going to lock Hillary Clinton up. We're still waiting on that. But before you answer that too, hold on. He said Mexico was going to pay for the wall. And he forced them to sign a bill to pay for the wall. Not Mexico, talking about us. Talking about us pay for the wall. But
Don't
before
forget
you
the
answer,
health plan. We never got that.
okay. Before you answer that, let's talk about the Obamacare that he spent 4 years trying to get overturned without a backup plan. But don't even answer that yet. How about this January the 6th terrorist attack that he incited on America? How do you feel about that? Let me know how you feel about it. I want you to answer that one. But he probably won't. He said he's still here. But we'll give you time to answer. Just
We'll
go
give
on.
time. But let's circle back to your situation with women can say anything to imprison a black man. The Scottsboro Boys. There were 9 African American teenagers in the 1930s. I'm just going back because I think one of them was recently released from prison for being falsely accused of rape. Now, these boys were 12 to 19 years old, just minding their own business. And these 2 white girls hopped on a train without buying a ticket, so they were like they were just transients. They got scared when they saw cops at the station. and saw the boys and said, well, they held us because they thought they were there for the girls. And I kid you not, like one of them, he was just so young, and one of them, he could barely walk. And I want to say 2013 is when one of them granted pardons to the boys and overturned them. And I was like, all these years, but there's a systematic. You see this throughout history and throughout the years, and even now. All a woman has to say is, "Oh, I felt threatened. Oh, he did this." I mean, we saw that with all the string of Karen videos last year. That's all it takes. They know their power. You can say
Exactly. They can say it's a
yeah.
they can say it's a black man. Then all of a sudden, I don't know why. You hearing that echo too? I
No.
don't know. Maybe it's just in my earphones. Only thing they have to say, they're a white woman and it's a black man involved, and that could cause a person to lose their life. So what's up said all politicians make campaign promise they can't get through. Hillary, true damn, never gonna. What Trump is the one that said she was going to jail about the email. He said that January 6th, we agree on that. They all should be convicted. Do you think they should get bail? I'm just asking. Do you think they should have been given bail or let out until they trial? I feel like they should hold them. But if you blame Trump for that, then how much blame can we put at the feet of the Dems who encourage it?
I think the
Hold on.
problem is you should stop saying Democrats and Republicans. They're all politicians at the end of the day. It has nothing to do with which side or which party they're on. If you do
Exactly.
dirt, you do the time. If you do the crime, you do the time. Like,
And not only that, Trump is the one that gave the speech right before they marched down to Capitol Hill to try to take it off. He's the one that encouraged them to do it. So no, it wasn't the Dems that encouraged them. It was Trump that actually gave the speech. Him and Giuliani is the ones that gave the speech. The Donald Trump Jr. was the one that put out the tweets about it. Just like when Biden and Harris bus came through Texas, he put out a tweet about that, and they almost ran the bus off the road and hit a car that was traveling down the highway too. So let's talk about just the person itself instead of putting a party with it, because we already know the Republican Party is one-sided anyway. If and refuse to prosecute them, if they do that, then heck, lay the blame at Trump feet as well. Trump is the one that encouraged it. So that's
yeah,
it.
he knew the power of his tweets and his comments, and he used that as a weapon, as a tool to mislead the public. And
Wait a
look at
minute.
him now.
Maxine Water encouraged it supported it. Who encouraged it supported what? I'm lost about that because on bail. Yeah, some of them are out on bail. Some of them didn't pay bail at home at all. They on house arrest. There was no bail given. They was let out. But this woman, Judy, what I say her name,
What's the way?
Kurd or something, wanna go to Mexico on vacation for for her employees and a spouse. You should have thought about that beforehand. Talking about it's a prepaid trip. I guess you won't be there. You won't be there. That judge, if that judge let her go, we need to find out who this judge is because we need to
Keep an eye on him too.
exactly. We need to vote him out too. So
Yes.
during the ride, how many people were jailed for encouraging and not stopping those rides? Well, which ride are you talking about? Because it sounds like to me you're talking about the BLM ride, and I'm gonna try to make this my last time explaining this. you must realize it came out from different police departments that the ones that was doing the looting, that was breaking into stuff, was not the BLM protesters that was doing it. They said it was Antifa. It was different organization. And people would do that to try to make BLM look bad.
I mean, there's
So
even videos of even officers busting out windows in cars and establishments. Like they're
exactly.
all over the internet. Just walking by, choop choop, making it seem like, oh, the black folks did it. Look
That's
at
the
them. They
first.
get in the crowds. They destructive.
They're gonna say it's BLM that did it.
Hmm.
Here in Dallas, when at a BLM peaceful protest, they had thousands of people stuck on Margaret Hunt Bridge and wanted to book them. But the DA said no. Said no, we're not booking them. But if that was one of the riots that happened with Trump,
Yeah,
they
they
would
would
have
have
been
ran out
able
of
to do
ammo.
whatever they wanted to.
Yeah, they would have ran out of
Exactly.
ammo. Like there's a
Uh,
shortage.
Marcella said then he lied to them and said he was going with them. He sure did.
He meant in spirit.
It was his tan. It was time for that rug to get washed and that tan to happen.
Yeah, he had to do
Uh,
his spray tan.
these
Oh no,
responses
what's
are
up? You
cut.
can listen. It was all over the internet. Like
Yeah,
just do Black Lives Matter or BLM cop breaks window, and it'll be in your top search, date stamped and everything.
I don't know why the oh, that's not what I'm looking for. I don't know why. Oh, I cut it off because I was gone part of the day, part of the night. My bad. Uh, well, it's a little bit too late to call in now because we'll have to limit your call to about 2 minutes, and because we don't have much time left. But uh, wait, cops breaking windows? Where? Oh Lord.
It's like in the first search.
Oh Lord. Matter of fact, when George Floyd was killed,
Hmm.
it came out that the guy that was dressed in all black from head to toe, his ex-wife turned him in. I believe he was a cop or a fireman. Either way, she called them out. She recognized them, and it was a lot of them involved. There are some dirty cops. Um, exactly. See, y'all have to pay attention to what Trump says. And I said this before. Trump kept talking about January 6th, something big gonna happen. Bannon came out on January 5th and said something big was gonna happen. Uh, it's gonna be swift and quick. So they knew this, they planned this. And what's gonna happen, they're gonna have to testify, and if they lie, they're going to jail. And if they tell the truth, guess what? They're going to have to go to jail then. So either they're going to lie on somebody else or something. We can't ride for wrong for killing of our black men or women that we have proof of. But Trump supporter can ride because of an election that was allegedly stolen. Boy, Marcellus, you in radio, y'all be on it because y'all be like, hey, uh, y'all be talking about some stuff and end up causing a whole nother show. So uh, he said, I will look for that video. Come on, wait. Let me say this before you end. That's not true. Encouraging what riders and that's false information. I don't know if you listen to Fox or whatever you got your information from. That's fake news right there. Because peaceful protests over the history of America. Let's do that. Over the history of America, whenever two or more black people got together, they said we was plotting something. Let's talk about Selman March on the bridge when Buchanan pulled out the dogs and the fire hose on a peaceful protest. So this is nothing new. This is nothing new. This is the history of America treating black folks wrong. And if you cannot understand that, you are part of the problem. Because the thing is, if black folks act like these white folks, like these terrorists, it will be a civil war. If that was Black Lives Matter rushing into the Capitol, they never would have made it up there. Look at the videos, the pictures of when they had protests there, peaceful protests. Look how many National Guards there was on the steps. Look how many state troopers was on the step, blocking them from getting up there. But where were they at on January the 6th? How about the fact that Trump, when they protest one time, he was taken down in the basement in a bunker because he was scared. The next day, he come out, had them clear them out with tear gas, pushing them back, for he could go and hold up a upside down Bible to take a picture in front of a church that he haven't been to. And probably when he did go to it last, probably was when the church burned. So the thing is, yeah, but you think it's all fair? No. That's the history of America. That's what that is. I just call it out when I see it. My mama told me to say it when you see it. Exactly. Because if you call it out as soon as it happened, it don't give them time to come back and say, that wasn't me. I didn't have nothing to do with it. You call it out right then, they can't argue with you. It's going on now. Not unless they like Trump. Trump will argue it down. You can tell them, hey, man, here's a picture, here's a video of you doing this. Nah. How many elected officials were on CNN saying, lock these criminals up? None. All I heard was we unders. Okay. I understand politics officials refuse to charge them with crime. Now they're going to be charged. If me and if you, Miss Risky and Radio, stand outside of the courthouse for 30 seconds too long, we'll be questioned. I got money on it. Exactly.
I may not be questioned.
Now in this day and time, you'll be questioned too, because they'll be like, hey, what y'all doing here?
So I ain't with them.
What y'all doing? Matter of fact, hold on.
I'm Uber delivery.
Something came out not too long ago where I think somebody was standing out somewhere taking pictures or something, and they hemmed them up, talking about they was trying to plot something. I don't know. I don't know who the guy was, but yeah. Hillary conceded in her election, lost, and Obama cooperated with Trump campaign, even though they were disappointed in the election results. Exactly. Trump is the only one who had a problem with it. Uh, Marcella's talking about Miss Risky. Wow, she'll throw us under the bus in a heartbeat. She'd be like, "Look, I'm
Listen, I
delivering
already told
food."
y'all. All it takes is a steam pot and a margarita. I'm ratting everybody out.
I already told you too.
I'm too
Don't do
pretty for
nothing.
jail.
Don't do nothing. Don't do nothing around me, cause mm-mm, I'm not going down for nobody.
Mm-mm,
I'm not doing it. And I'm nah. Big Bubba never get a hold of me.
mm-mm,
Mm-mm. Hillary conceded her election. How long after it was 4 years of Trump win with the help of what the hell? Yeah, we're gonna try to get out of it. Marcella said, "I want everybody to go listen to Dick Gregory. He told us all this was gonna happen. Dick Gregory had a lot of knowledge. I wonder it showed up on the stream, but it didn't show up in the chat. I know why. That's one of those filters I got on. A bag of chip and a Pepsi for me. Exactly. But hey, I'm glad y'all joined us tonight. I know it's trying time right now. Um, Miss Risky, let
mm-hmm.
the people know where they can find you at.
Well, I'm all over the internet at RSKEE. I live on Instagram. I have a website, rskeebooks.com. You can check out my works. Um, and working on some things that I'll hopefully be reporting in a few months once things are done. And I have something to report. Yeah, but that's it.
I think we need to get you on the Artist Monday to talk about your books and
On a
get you on.
Monday?
Hey, it would all be about promoting your books.
I
That's what
know.
we do. Get out about it. I know you book on Monday,
Well,
so
Mondays and Tuesdays are payroll
oh
days, so
yeah,
I'm like
yeah,
dead
yeah,
tired. But
yeah.
we'll see when things happen and I can do something.
Well, that's cool. Um, well, y'all can find me on social media. It's best to find me on Facebook, YouTube. Well, just look me up. And I've been so extremely busy lately. It'd be best to send me a message or an email. And if you do, I will respond back. Um, so definitely reach out to us. If y'all have a show idea, definitely let us know. We are always willing to do it. And also, um, just at this point in life, yeah, we talk about politics. We talk about everybody having uh talked about having different views. It's okay for us to have different views. It's okay for us to agree and disagree. But at the end of the day, we still have to love each other. We don't have to like you, but we are here. We are neighbors. We may not live next to each other, but we are here. It's a blessing to still be here after the year that we just had. A lot of people have lost loved ones, and we're going to lose a lot more loved ones. So we need to come together and work together. Um, my pick, I'm gonna say, is KC. Hopefully they pull it off, but they have to come and they got to play all 4 quarters. What's your pick for the Super Bowl?
There's a Super Bowl?
Oh, okay, never mind. That's a God thing. That's a God thing. That's a God
Whoever
thing.
has the ball and gets the most
That's
touchdowns.
never mind.
That's who's
She
my
there.
pick.
She there for the halftime and the
No,
commercials.
not even. I
Oh
don't even do
well,
that.
I think it. I think it will be a pretty good Super Bowl. Um, for the simple fact, Brady is coming. I'm not a big fan of Brady, but I respect this game. Then also with Kansas City, they won last year, but Kansas City have a habit of coming back from behind and winning. You can't do that Sunday. You're gonna have to play hard all 4 quarters. Because if not, Brady is known as the comeback kid for a reason. So you have to respect the game and make sure they don't have no inflate game in Tampa Bay. so so definitely good luck to both team. Yes, he is. Your home, well, from your neighborhood. Um, so he's a Texas boy, and I think he could do pretty good, but he have to come out. He can't take the pedal from the floor. He got to keep going all 4 quarters. Other than that, like I've said before, please keep my family in your prayers during this time and until Sunday night. I have to see what time the game is going to be over. My goal is to be on Sunday night, but I have to see because I know if the game's still going on, everybody going to be watching the game. I'll be the only one on here talking to myself. Uh, so so I'll let y'all know if I'm gonna do a show Sunday night or not. If not, I'll see you Monday night. Until then, love each and every one of you. Peace.